Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Chelsea with Adventures in Coloring. This is part 2 of a video coloring in a page from Rita Berman's spring book. Go ahead and check out part 1, see how we colored all of this to catch you up to speed. We will be finishing the page in this video, so go ahead and stick around, watch me color, feel free to color along with me. So this is how far we've gotten so far. If you watched the first video, you know that we used a generated color palette for our color selection. So just pulling in the iPad here, this was the color palette we were going off of. Uses some of the teal, aqua, some brownish beige, pink, and orange. Looking at our color swatches here, using Prismacolors. So we do have some of the teal and aqua, beige, pink, and some orange. I did add in a light green, a little bit darker pink for shading, and a purple. But for the most part, we've been able to stick, well, not for the most part, for the complete part, I've stuck to just using these pencils. We tried a few different oranges, but I just kind of crossed those out. We didn't end up using them. So that is the color palette we're sticking to. We zoom in on our picture here so you can just see the progress that we've made. I think it looks really good so far. I'm really happy with it. Something I did do, I added in just a little bit of detail at the bottom of the umbrellas. I just kind of stuck with the same color family that the umbrella was already colored in. So that's all that was done in between. I have been brainstorming a bit of where I want to go with this page. Thinking if I really wanted to do much of a background. It's not a scenery page, so they do have a little bit of interest just with, you know, the rain at the bottom here, the water puddles, but I don't feel a need to do like a whole background. It's not like, you know, this kind of page over here where you'd want to fill in like the sky and the background. So I don't know, you might just do a little bit with the water, maybe fan it out a little bit, but not go too crazy with the background. Using Prismacolors again, but I think I'll go in and add some gel pen details. So let's jump on in. Where I did want to start, we hadn't jumped in and used any of the gray or beige yet. That was part of the palette. You know, I didn't really want to use it on the vibrant, colorful umbrellas or the flowers. So I think we'll use it, you know, maybe with some of the handles, maybe a little bit in the cat. Yeah, I mean, it's a bright spring page. I didn't want to use too much of the beige and the gray. So the two that I'm using, since I couldn't quite match perfectly, are 30% French gray and putty beige. So let's use that. We get settled in here. Yeah, so I hope you were all able to watch the first video. Like I said, this is my first set of videos coloring a page. So if you have any suggestions, if you want me, you know, more zoomed in, if the lighting's not good. I noticed a little bit of shakiness when I was coloring kind of more hard, which I think is just my desk. I think my desk is a little bit shaky. So I may need to find another place to color from. But right now, this is where I'm able to get the camera set up, get the light set up. So it's most convenient at the moment. But yeah, if you have any comments, suggestions, requests, you know, if you have any other pages you want me to color, just let me know. So going into the handles, I think I'll use a little bit of the darker French gray. Just, I like to do, you know, a little bit of shading on one side, a little bit of interest. Maybe I just need to color more gently, and that'll prevent some of the shaky camera work. You know, I feel like I'm coloring gently. I don't feel like the desk is shaking. I just noticed in the video, a little bit shaky at times. Then going back in with the putty beige, smooth things out, lighten it up. Yeah, hopefully you're enjoying my video so far, whether you're just watching or coloring this page or another page while you're watching. I personally do like to watch other colorists' YouTube videos while I'm coloring. You know, I can just look up periodically, see what they're working on. I don't usually color the same page, but just it gives me something in the background. I don't like to watch TV very much when I'm coloring just because I don't look up enough to be able to pay attention. But if you're just working on a coloring page, then I can just kind of, you know, it's kind of a slow process, so I can look up at times, check in what's going on, go back to my page. That looks okay, right? Not too exciting. It's just the handle. You'll add a little bit of gel pen highlight or something on it. So still thinking about what I want to do with that cat. Do I want him more cartoony, more realistic? You know, it's kind of a cartoon already. Why is he sitting in an umbrella? I noticed she does a lot of cats in her books, not very many dogs. I don't know about you guys, I'm a dog person. I mentioned my dog in my video yesterday. I have nothing against cats, but I have just always had dogs. Yeah, she must be more of a cat person with all their cat illustrations in her books. Would be a good question. Yeah, one thing I'm having a little bit of trouble in this book is some of the wax just kind of smear around the edges. I kind of jump between books a lot. I don't typically do too many pictures in necessarily one book. Although I'm thinking I want to do another one in this book. But I'll do one and then I'll kind of move on, try to show all my books a little bit of love. I opened up my Hannah Carlson books again recently. I just posted a completed page on my Instagram if you guys want to check it out. But now they're doing that collaboration project on YouTube with some different channels where they're trying to, you know, have each person do a couple pages and then have, you know, a whole book completed. So they can put that all in one video with all the completed pages. So I think I'll join in with that. I only have daydreams, but yeah. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you can go ahead and leave a comment and I can link you to some of the channels, but it's some of the big, more popular channels, so you probably have heard about this collaboration that they're doing. I think it sounds fun. I don't know what the time frame to complete the picture is. That's the only part that would stress me out a little bit if I had to do it quickly. Sometimes a little bit of pressure is good. It forces you to get it done. How long does it typically take other people to complete a page? Well, this one I think we're going to get done in just 2 sittings, but it is a more simple page. Other pages can take me 3, 4, 5 sittings depending how much time I have to color at once. But you know, I don't usually choose the big double page spreads because I don't want to spend that much time on one page. I do like the process, but I also want to get it done and move on before I get bored. It's kind of one of the reasons my husband doesn't color it with me much. He thinks it just takes too long. I've tried to print out a page and, oh, let's color the same page together. Like, this will be fun around the holidays or something. I think I printed out like a kind of holiday page and he colored in like 2 trees and he was like, okay, can we do something else now? So, I mean, I feel like I get bored quickly, but obviously not that quickly. I can complete pages, stick with them. I don't like having too many whips. But yeah, it is a process. There's always kind of a debate. Do you enjoy the process of coloring more? Do you enjoy the finished product more? How important is it that the finished product, you know, looks good to you versus, you know, did you have fun and enjoy the process of coloring? I think it's kind of both for me. I do like the process, but also if I'm going to spend all of this time on something, I want it to look good. I think these handles are turning out pretty well, although they look almost a little bit metallic. Kind of interesting. Wasn't necessarily what I was going for, but it looks kind of cool. I don't know if I've used these 2 grays in combination before. I just thought they were closest to the gray, or the beige, gray, brown color in the palette. All right. There we go. Handles. Change my lighting a little bit. All right. I think we'll do the little ribbon on the top next. I kind of went back and forth of what color. I didn't know if I wanted pink or yellow, but I think I want pink. Yeah, let's stick with that. So a little bit darker pink, because I want to go back in with my gel pens and add in some details around this. So I was trying to decide, do I want like the pink metallic or do I want like gold? I think I want pink. So these are just some little ribbons. Just some little bows, I guess. Alright, we're going to do this side. Yeah, I think it'll look really good when we add in some of the gel pen details. Not that it looks bad, but just gives it a little extra flair. Oops, just a little bit of pink through there. And then I can add in some more pink with my pens. Alright, let's tackle the cat. Now I thought a little bit about what I want to do with the cat. You know, obviously you can use some of these gray and beige colors for him, but I don't want him to look just like the handles. So I was thinking using the lighter putty beige, but then I can bring in another color. Like I could bring in like a light pink color to kind of just give it a little bit of a pinky tinge, or I can bring in kind of the yellowish color and give like a little bit of yellowish tinge. I could make him spotted, I could make him striped. Decisions. I kind of want to play just on my scratch page here, like how do the gray and the pink kind of blend together, because I feel like this putty kind of even has like just very warm undertones. So if I kind of blend these two colors together, obviously I'd want the pink kind of nice and light. I don't know, I mean it looks kind of cool. So what if I did just some of like around like his nose, his ears, things like that in pink, like maybe some little cheeks, and then just kind of went over it in the putty beige. Plus he's sitting in the pink umbrella. I just think that would all go together very nicely. Maybe I'm just in a pink mood today. I don't know. Let's try it. So I'm going to give just some light pink into the ears. Light pink around the nose. The whiskers a little bit. He's got these little spots up here. And I'm just going to really lightly lay down a little bit of pink. Okay. Not using that. And then make sure my pencil is sharp enough. Speaking of cats, I have my little dog sitting over here next to my desk, and it's morning, and the best part of his day is going on his walk. I want to do the video first, so he's just over here kind of side-eyeing me like, all right, Mom, when are we going somewhere? I don't blame him. But if I can get some things done, some chores around the house, not that this video is a chore, but it's something I wanted to do today. If I can get that done with, then I can spend more time outside with him. Plus, too, I mentioned I live in Tacoma. I live in the Pacific Northwest in Washington. This time of year especially, our mornings can be so cloudy and foggy and gray. But then the sun comes out by lunchtime and afternoon. So, wouldn't you rather walk a prettier time of day? Not the foggy morning. Alright. I'm going to just do a little bit of strokes just to get a little bit of fur texture. I am not an expert at fur. I don't color. I mean, when I color animals, I'm just, I don't know, not making them the most realistic, I guess. I think that looks okay, though. Oh, we got his tail, too. Maybe not as much pink in the tail, but we have a few little spots. Very, 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 very lightly lay down a base. Go back over with the beige. And see, we're right next to the umbrella here, but it is not the same color. It's not just blending in with that umbrella handle, which is what I wanted. Some little flick kind of strokes to the tail. Nice, I kind of like how that turned out. Let me zoom in for you guys. He's got a little bit of pink mixed in with his beige. Alright, so now we can move down to the water, which I kind of purposely saved for last. So we have these teal colors that we've already used. I don't want the water to just, like especially here, I don't want it to be the exact same color as the umbrella. So this was the darker green color, the parrot green. I think we'll leave that one out. I do like how this one looks. I used mostly the light aqua with a little bit of white. So let's do that. I was debating, do I bring in another blue? And I'm wondering if I, kind of what I did up here where I still used aqua with the green, can I use aqua with like a really light blue? So the blue that I'm thinking, two kind of options. I have the blue slate, which I think I mentioned yesterday as possibly bringing that in. So let's, I don't know, but it's like a very like pastel blue, but I don't know if that would go super well with the aqua. Might be a little too dark. So then the other blue that I use all the time, cloud blue. That might be better. Which is very light, but I can get like a little bit more hint of blue with my aqua. So let's try it. We'll go in with the light aqua first, and then I'll bring in the cloud blue a little bit. Another option too, if you want that darker slate blue, like maybe in some of the raindrops, or if I just need a little bit more dimension. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't want it to look too blue because blue is not in our color palette. We had these aqua greens. So, I don't know. Let's see. So, the camera there. Just go over the lines a little bit. It's kind of my starting point. And this would be a good place to add in some white gel pen. Just kind of overlap a little bit. But, just very, not very defined around the edges. So you can kind of bring that out however far you want. But we'll just kind of lightly shade. You can always go back over darker. Another thought, I guess, do I want all the puddles to look the same, or do I want to kind of alternate light and dark puddles? Okay, so there's just a very light base of the aqua. maybe we'll just go for it. Let's just put in some of the slate. Again, I'm not using it on its own, so I'm just using it blending wise. Just use it around these lines a little bit more. I still think it'll be primarily aqua. Just give it some blue. Get these circular patterns going. Alright, so we've got a little bit of blue. Does that look okay? I changed my light a little bit. Hope it's not washing it out. I'm still figuring out the best way to use my light because I don't want shadows. Okay. Even zoom in a little bit. So I'm just kind of going in a circular pattern with the blue slate. Okay, let's bring in the cloud blue. Do some circles. I'm going to blend this out a little bit. Again, I think I'm going to go in with some gel pen, whether that's blue, white. Give this a little bit more detail. And I've colored water before, kind of in ocean scenes, lake scenes, but not really puddles. Again, trying some different things. Let's go back in with our aqua again. Getting some contrast between our different spheres. Cloud blue again. Going a little bit darker this time. What do we think of that? That looks okay? Sorry guys, I just really don't like this light. I feel like it's pointing like in my face. That looks, I just want the light to be kind of washing things out. Let me move the camera a little bit. Move this back up. That okay? I think that'll be more comfortable for my eyes. Alright, let's move on to the next puddle. So again, starting with our aqua, giving some outlines. There's some little bubbles in here too. When I was thinking about the background, I was like, oh, you know, obviously there's raindrops, there's puddles. I want to put in some gray clouds. I saw some other pictures done where, you know, they added in some really cool cloud backgrounds. But I was like, ugh, I want this to be a spring picture, spring color. So I really want to bring in some dark, dreary gray in my vibrant spring picture. I thought, no. So again, I was still kind of thinking of what else I want to do. I like really light backgrounds where you're not drawing away from the interest of your picture, but then you also have to make it noticeable enough that it shows up when you're showing off your picture to people. I did like a yellow background in one of my other Rita Berman books, and it was just a really pretty light pale yellow. And I could see it here, but it wasn't really showing up in pictures or anything like that. So, yeah. Again, am I doing it for my enjoyment? Am I doing it to share with others? You know, it's mostly for me. So, yes, it doesn't matter. This is the blue slate. Trying to stick with my circles. Concentric circles. That's a big word, and I like it. All right. Coming in with the cloud blue, kind of our blending together color. This is a really good light blue. I use it all the time. You know, you saw me in the other video use some white for blending, but when you're using blues and greens, this cloud blue is very good for blending. It's not the best color on its own. It's a good blending color. And I like how these water puddles are turning out. Hope they're showing up okay on the camera. We'll post on my Instagram. I have my Instagram name and link in my About section, and Inky Adventurer. And I don't think I'll color every picture from now on camera. I'm enjoying this, but also there's times you just want to have the freedom to just color in your own time, not have to worry about talking. Especially for me as kind of a quiet person, I don't want to talk through every time I'm coloring. That's why I think live streams will be fun at some point. I'll have someone to talk to besides myself and my dog here, who's again patiently waiting for his walk. Another thought I've been having recently, I've been applying for new jobs. I just finished school, but there's the possibility we'll have to, we want to move anyway. We don't, we've been living in this place a while. We're interested in getting a bigger place, but the thought of moving closer to some of these jobs I've applied to and kind of leaving where we've been, where we're comfortable, all the things we know and do are right here. And honestly, it wouldn't be that far of a move, 20, 30 minutes away, but just having to kind of reestablish everything. So the question was coming up in my mind of like, obviously, you find a grocery store and stuff like that close to you, but like the dentist, doctor, vet, stuff like that. Do you just make the 20, 30-minute drive to the places you've been going? Or do you find all new stuff close to you? I don't know. It's a good question. One of those things that just stresses me out and keeps me up at night. I had like a weird stress dream that I was back in my childhood home, and I think I was in school and I had like homework due and just all these things like it was taking me back. But stress and anxiety can just manifest itself in very interesting ways in dreams. I'm very fascinated by dreams, dream theories, and just, the things that your subconscious mind is trying to tell you. I am a very anxious person. That is why, not why I've turned to coloring, but maybe why I've stuck with coloring, just because it's a good distraction. It calms my mind. It gives me a singular thing to focus on that's not some, stressful aspect of my life. But yeah, I don't know if we have any other anxiety sufferers out there. I'm always open to chat with you. I have found some things that have been very helpful for me, but There's been times in my life that it's very hard to manage. You know, I love all the efforts out there to kind of end some of the stigmas about mental health. And, you know, I think most people have some sort of something that they're dealing with. So there's no need to be ashamed to talk about it. And especially in our community, we have a lot of people that are dealing with different, you know, concerns or, you know, chronic pain or different things. So I feel like people in this community are pretty open to talking about it. You can always kind of find someone that's going through a similar thing as you. I wish you guys could see my dog right now. He's actually now on that side of my desk, in between my desk, my nightstand, and the bed. And he's just sitting there. I think he's trying to get my attention, but he's all squished down on the floor, laying down, giving me that side eye. You know, he's a pretty spoiled dog, I would say. Usually when I'm working, I've lived close enough that I can come home at lunch and take him out. I've walked him pretty much every day since we got him, or had, you know, my husband or someone else walk him, depending. But yeah, that's kind of what he lives for, is his walks. And I don't mind it. It's good for me to get out and walk. I do like to hike and walk and do things outside, play tennis. My husband's getting into golf. We've been playing some frisbee golf. But on days when it's pouring rain or snowing or I'm sick or just really tired, you know, days that I wouldn't go for a walk if it was just me. But when he's around, whether I like him or not that day, we go for a walk. And overall, I just think that's good for me. He's my little accountability buddy in dog form. Yeah, I mean, even those days when I'm just, I don't want to do it, when you really think about it, you know, we typically go, I think, a minimum of 30 minutes, you know, longer when we're feeling up for it. It's a good day. We have time. So really, 30 minutes out of your day, you can do that. And too, I work in the physical therapy world, so we're always telling people, you know, motion is the best medicine. You know, our bodies weren't meant to just sit. And they get people up right after surgery a lot of times because the effects of bed rest are much worse than, you know, some of the pain and discomfort of getting up and moving. Not all surgeries. I'm talking more about like joint replacements and stuff like that, where it's safe to be up and walking. Yeah, anyone else work in the PT or rehab world? Go ahead and shoot me a message or a comment. Or do you work in another field, you know, similar, related, or you have something to share about kind of your philosophies about movement or your benefits even from just coloring, going back to coloring, some of the stress relief, things like that. Got any, like, you know, actual therapists out there that do art therapy? That would be really interesting. We do our own art therapy, but I know they have actual led classes and groups. Alright guys, almost done with the puddles here. Now we gotta think about the raindrops because I want them a little bit different than just these puddles. And these look really cool actually. I'm glad I kind of brought in some of these blues. Alright. We got the puddles. On our whole page here. Bear, you need to wait a few minutes, okay? Can you come jump up here? Can you come jump? Jump. Oh boy. My little impatient puppy. A few more minutes, okay, Bear? Okay. So, raindrops. We want to keep them a little bit more bluish. Maybe what if I outline in my slate, coloring with my cloud blue. Because another thing I was thinking, do I want to do like a little bit of color around each? I was thinking too about having just a little bit of color around here. I don't know. I don't know if I want much of a background. I'm still uncertain there. Oops.